Hi, welcome back to Counterbalance. It's been a minute, but thank you guys so much for all the love on the first two episodes. We had so many DMs. I know Hannah had a ton. I had a ton of people that just you guys loved it, and we have loved it, and we're so excited moving forward to put out some more episodes. If you are new, hi, I'm Olivia.
I'm Hannah.
And we are sisters, and we won season 11 of The Biggest Loser. Yes, the TV show that was recently shown in the documentary Fit for TV and has received all kinds of reviews over the years. But
Mixed
for
emotions.
us, mixed emotions. But for us, we absolutely loved our experience. But I think more than anything, what this podcast is just a continuation of so many fun different topics. We will always talk quite a bit about weight loss and body image, but we also will talk a lot about life and fun things and being moms and how many times we mess up and how many victories we have. So we'll talk about all the things here.
But we do have an important topic for today that we've been really wanting to talk about.
Wait. I thought we could do something fun before we start. I thought we could do a little bit fun. Just a little bit fun for funs. And the next podcast you can ask me. So this is just a fun, it doesn't have anything to do with the topic today, but I thought this would be just like a fun little way to start the podcast. Okay. Because you and I both have over the years so many times talked about how much we love beauty and makeup and all the things. We're just self-proclaimed beauty junkies. So what is there the top, I should say, not one, because not just one, what is your top makeup item on your wish list right now? Is there something new or something you get your eyes looking at or that you would want maybe, or maybe not? And it doesn't have to be makeup. It could be hair care. It could be body care. It could be skin care. It could be anything.
There is one thing I've been really looking for that I cannot seem to find.
Okay.
First of all, I love makeup and all the beauty stuff. I cannot find an after shower body oil that is non-toxic. Okay. Because I don't really use lotion anymore. I use, while your body's still wet, this is getting sensual.
Mm-hmm.
You use body oil.
Mm-hmm.
I just tried the Saltaire one. I've tried the Naturium one that everybody talks about. I've gone back to my Aveeno one because that's the one I want, something that feels luxurious that I use when I get out of the shower, and I cannot find the one I'm looking for. Now the Saltaire one that everyone goes crazy over. I went through that glass bottle. I went through it in like two weeks.
2 weeks.
Yikes. It took so much to get my body hydrated. And as we are aging, we need to be, our bodies need to be hydrated. My skin's getting drier.
So I have one that I've been using religiously, obsessed. It's a dry oil, which I love because it's super hydrating and it soaks in. And I use it I've used it for for the last 5 months. Every time I have to go shower. I got it in Paris, but you can get it here. It's by Caudalie, and it is their Caudalie dry. It's called Hydra Glow body oil or something like that, and it's the fig scent, and it is. They have a bunch of different scents. They have a neroli one, which you would probably like. That's more citrusy. That you would probably like that one, and it's incredible.
I'm a citrus girly. I'm
telling you, I've had it almost 6 months, and I've only gotten halfway through the bottle.
Okay,
amazing.
Because think about and I've tried all the Nina Pool ones. I've tried the L'Occitane one. I've tried a lot of higher end.
This one is so good. You get a lot. Of course, when I bought it, it was $26 in Paris, and it's $54 here. So it is more expensive, but I guarantee you, it will take me probably at least 8 months, 9 months to get through the bottle. And I use it literally every time.
If I'm okay spending more money, if I can get a lot of use out of it, right? But even the Saltaire one, it has this big thick glass bottle, which is fine. But I went through that thing so quickly. I got it at Ulta, and I was just and it smelled really great in the bottle, but when you put it on your skin, the smell kind of goes away.
And Caudalie is
a wonderful
top
brand.
tier with skincare. So it's a wonderful brand. It's got all good ingredients, nothing toxic, nothing toxic.
It's funny, as I've gotten more into my health journey for years and years, I am trying to lean more towards I can't really do non-toxic everything because that's really difficult, but I am trying to do
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
non-toxic
Yeah.
body care,
Definitely.
yada, yada, yada.
Okay, so I'll go quick on mine because we talked about
Right?
yours, and I am jonesing for it, but the price hurts my feelings, Hannah. It hurts my feelings so bad. I want the Victoria Beckham foundation drops with the Augustina Spotter skincare in it. I want that so bad because y'all know, I mean, maybe I've said it on here or not, maybe not here, but definitely on my Instagram and TikTok. I have been a Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua.
Yes.
I have been wearing that foundation for no joke, like 20 years. Well, they discontinued it last year. And so I'm just looking for like something like
I
that.
feel
And
like our friend just reviewed it.
yes, so many people have reviewed it. Like a lot of people, Elizabeth, a lot of people have
No, not
reviewed it.
Elizabeth. Not Elizabeth. My brain is blanking right now.
Well, Leah?
Yes, Leah.
Yeah.
Or she was talking
Yeah.
about it. So I have used 2 other Victoria Beckham products that have been incredible. She has
Great.
her eyeliner is like,
Amazing.
and then I also have a lip product of hers that's incredible. So I will say it's very expensive, but her products are top tier. And I mean, everyone knows Augustine Bader is like incredible. So
Oh my gosh. Augustina Spotter stuff is like,
yeah,
I mean, like I want that
Auto.
rich cream so bad. I can't, but I
The
can't
price, I'm sorry.
$150
It's
for
like,
moisturize. But everybody I know that has it says it literally has like changed their life basically.
right.
Anyways, but that's what I'm jonesing for. So I would love to know in the comments, like, is there anything that you guys love? Or if you have a suggestion for body oil, or have you tried the Victoria Beckham? Like, let us know in the comments. But I thought this would be like a fun way for us to start,
Yeah.
just start the podcast. We can just ask each other little questions. It won't always be about beauty or whatever. It could be pop
But we do
culture.
love beauty. That's a huge part of I feel like our lives.
Definitely. And if you have like some fun topics you would like for us to talk about at the beginning of the podcast, let us know. But yeah, let's move on. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about the topic at hand. This is a good one. I've been jonesing to talk about this for a while.
So Olivia and I have talked about this on and off throughout the years just with ourselves, but there is this huge part of social media that is, I don't want to say negative, but negative, right? And I felt like we both feel like it has gotten worse over the years when it comes to judging females for their bodies, the way they look. And also, if you've ever lost weight on social media before, there's a whole other piece of this. And Olivia, and this conversation restarted from a content creator that we both follow, Michaela Noguera.
No,
Noguera. Olivia and Nora introduced her to me during the pandemic before anyone
Yeah.
really knew who she was. They were like,
Yeah.
"We're following this Boston lady. She's hilarious. She's so funny. But she does great makeup."
Love her so
And
much.
so you can just look up Michaela on TikTok. You'll find all of her.
Yeah, she has like
Content.
100 and some odd million.
She just hit 17 million followers. She's incredible.
I mean, like,
And
it's
when
incredible.
she started, she was broke, working at Ulta, living with her parents, 20 something, I mean, young. And she has created a multi-million-dollar. She did a video. I would say it's been over 2 weeks now.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And she got on the camera and was bawling, crying. She was trying to do her makeup and she was struggling because she was bawling, crying. And she was like, "I know I'm not pretty in person." She kept saying that. "I know I'm not pretty from the side, the angle. I know that I look different when y'all take photos of me."
She straight up was like, "I know I'm ugly. I'm aware of that. Like, I know you don't have to just continuously tell me. I know I'm ugly." And I mean, Hannah and I talked about it like almost like the next day.
It was heart-wrenching.
Like, when I was watching her, and I know there was probably more people watching her that felt like me and Hannah but it's like, it is that thing that it's like when you put yourself out there online, whether you're somebody with 17 million followers or whether you have 17 followers, and people are so emboldened,
right,
when they do this. Yep. They say things to people that they would, I know they have better home training than that. Like, I always want to like look, little thumbs up. I always want to just ask people, be like, what would your mother say if she saw that you wrote
my
that?
thing. And like, I want to be clear about this. Most of these comments are coming from other women to women comments.
Oh,
I would
absolutely.
say 8 out of 10 of these comments, which is a different kind of evil because we already have it hard enough, right?
Absolutely.
It was heart-wrenching. She was bawling, crying. And it was coming from a place of honesty. It wasn't
It
coming
really
from a
was.
place of, it wasn't an attention grabber. It was something where she was so frustrated because people post like ninja pics of her, ninja videos of her all the time. And here's the thing, when someone else takes a photo of you, it's not going to be your best photo. You know how many times people have taken photos of us and posted them online, and we're not even like famous people, you know?
And here's the thing that always blows my mind. Are you ever going to put up, and people, oh, I mean, they dog her for like, oh, you photoshopped this, Photoshop. I'm like, every celebrity I know does that to their photos. Not only that, who is going to post, show me one person, whether in real life or a celebrity, that's going to post a bad shot of themselves on purpose, unless you're trying to prove some kind of point or it's
Right.
rage bait. But you're never, if you take 10 pictures for Instagram, you are going to pick the best one of yourself.
First.
Like, why?
There's nothing wrong with that. Here's the thing. I don't know how to Photoshop my photos. I should never learn because, however, if I had a picture of me that was taken by someone that's terrible versus a picture that I've taken to myself, I would never put, I would.
Like, why would you do that to yourself?
No.
Like that, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like people, the thing that is so interesting, I love when people are super vulnerable online. Like this was a very vulnerable, honest moment. And a lot of her content is like a lot of it is like reviews and stuff. So she's always kind of on her best foot forward because that's her business. Like this is not like her personal vlog channel or something. This is like her TikTok where she is talking about brands and products. So it is more scripted and kind of a little more slick. But this was such a moment. And I just was like,
my heart was breaking at that moment.
I just thought to myself,
horrible.
TikTok and Instagram and all of these, it has changed her life. Like I saw something the other day about her, like that she was making, you know, like hundreds of millions of dollars, like not just like she's making hundreds of millions of dollars. Her whole life has changed. And it's like the thing that has become your livelihood and has become something that has been something out of your wildest dreams is also the thing that brings you the most pain in life. And like, cause like you could just tell like, and the thing is what I wrote in the comments, when I commented is that, cause she just kept saying, I know I'm not like your what did she say? Like not your typical, but your regular beauty influencer. I know that I'm ugly and it's that. And I just want to be like, I followed you in the beginning because I thought you were so unique. I've always thought she was uniquely beautiful. She's not blonde. She's not dogging blondes, but I'm just saying she's not like what people would consider conventionally pretty.
Right.
And the other thing is she's gone on a really massive weight loss journey.
Yeah.
And since she has lost her weight, she has gotten more. Oh my gosh, people used to never really talk about her weight. And now it is like every other thing is like, you wish you were this skinny. Like you don't show like what you really look like. You in person, you look like the side of a house.
It was literally disgusting, these things. And here's the thing, you know, in my 20s, I don't think I could have handled that. She's 27, 28 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, she is married, but like in my 20s, like getting that many, it was hard enough when we got off the show in our little bubble, which I mean, we were on the internet, but it was a very different time.
Oh, like, yeah.
Just the amount of,
like, to put it into perspective, when we got off of Biggest Loser, Instagram had just started in 2010. So it started when we were on the ranch. So it was like when we left the ranch, it was brand new. People were only like Twitter was really the only thing, and Facebook, but Facebook was more for like college students back then. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Not anymore. Lord,
remember you had to be in college or something.
Right.
I mean, how things have changed with the Facebook. Facebook, the boomers.
Facebook used to be like cat memes and like funny jokes and like.
Not anymore. I mean, literally, Facebook is a dumpster fire. Let's just be honest. But
Cheers.
What I thought that was so interesting was also with her is separate from like her saying that she's ugly. She's not. She's a beautiful woman. Like
and talented and smart.
And has worked so hard. And what I love about her, she's so scrappy and like some of these people, and hear me out. this might be a little controversial, and some of y'all might be like, okay, Olivia, but that's just like reverse, prejudice or whatever. But some of these Instagram people that come in and become famous, I'm like, yeah, but you were probably the popular girl in high school. So it's not very shocking. And your content is not even that good. And it's really just based on what you look like. Some of the girls out there that become like, uber famous. And that's totally fine. If that's your cup of tea, like that's
Absolutely.
fine. Maybe I'm also like, I just was never that. I mean, I was always just like the funny chubby girl in growing up. You know what I mean? Like I was never, in the homecoming court, or I was never any of that. And that's fine. I had a wonderful high school and whatever. But girls like that, a lot of time I don't relate to. I know a lot of people do, but I just don't. And so for her, like I loved that she had her thick Boston accent, and she was so just like kind of rough around the edges, and she was unique and interesting. And that to me has just that part. I feel like just over the years, she has just slowly but surely tried to hide that part and become, more of a what is considered socially beautiful or whatever. But one of the other things that I really wanted to talk about is weight loss and social media.
Right.
Because
which is part of this. Her, this has been part of it.
It is.
And she comes from a disordered eating background. So for her, people comment, and she's been very open about that. People commenting on her body has really been tough. And she's been very open about not using Ozempic, and she's just been dragged through the mud. Like everyone's trying to get her to admit that she's used this. And really, she's just been working with her therapist and with her team.
And here's the thing. And we want to do a whole podcast on the whole GLP-1 stuff. But here's the thing. Even if she did, good for her.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Good for you. Even if you did, guess what? That's your business.
Right.
You don't have to tell anybody how you do something or don't do something. Like again, I don't want to get too much into this because we want to do a whole episode on GLP-1s. And my thing is, if you have an issue with somebody being on a GLP-1, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself, and you need to sit down. Because I'm sorry, anything that comes out that is going to be a tool for obese people, like to be successful and have victory and moved in towards it's like, and with her, like I was like, oh, so she didn't lose weight the right way, whatever even that even means. Like, it is so infuriating.
The right way that society is saying.
I mean, that is the most insane thing that she constantly is having to come out and like justify herself all the time, this, that, and the other. And
I would say she's very transparent on a lot of things. I feel like if she was taking a GLP-1, I feel like she would share it.
Sure.
Not that she would have to, but I feel like she would definitely.
Do you not think she would partner with somebody?
Of course. You know how much money she could be making if she,
And listen, that girl knows how to get her bag. And I'm always like, you know what? If
your bag, girl, get your bag.
God. If I had 17 million followers and I used, look at Serena Williams. That was one of the smartest things she's ever, and it was obviously something that was very needed for her. And she was very successful with it. And, I don't care. I say it all the time. We say it all the time. Anything can be a tool or a Band-Aid.
That's right.
Anything can be a tool or a Band-Aid.
And there's not one way to lose weight. Like there is not.
And most of the time it takes multiple tools. Yeah. And it's individualized. And that's the thing I think for us that over the years we really realize, and this leads into the second part of this conversation about weight loss on social media, and this is why Hannah and I are very careful about what we talk about as far as weight loss on social media, because we believe that so strong. Like there isn't just one way. And if you are following somebody who's like, you should only be counting macros, or you should only be using a GLP-1, or you should only be taking, medical grade peptides, or you should only be doing this, or this is the only way, or this is the right way, and everybody else is wrong. Run for the hills. Run for the hills. It is literally, to me, that is the most abusive part of weight loss and social media.
Yes.
Hands down.
It is.
Hands down.
And you have to find what works for you, and it's something that you have to be able to do long term. Like, we talk about this all the time. And for her, she has found something that has really worked for her. She's been losing weight for a couple of years, really. And for people to still really tear her down. And here's the thing, when you have that many people online with eyes on you, there's going to be all kind of things said. Now,
it's a multitude.
It is.
Multitude.
Now, let me tell you something. Olivia and I, we have been in this rodeo for a while. We've had all kind of negative things said about us, about people that we know that say they love. I mean, we have had, recently, we've had all kind of, but I will say we're older now. And now I'm just kind of like, honey, nothing you're going to say isn't something I haven't said to myself before.
Right.
And
literally
you say is going to penetrate what I got going on over here. Like, so
and that's, and I do agree with like what you said about her being like 27 or however old she is. That's just a lot at that age. Like, you don't even know who you are in your early, I'm still figuring out who I am. But one thing I will say, because I will be 50 this month. That's right, people.
50. You're going to take a stretch.
I'm going to take a stretch.
Be 50. I cannot
even worry. Yeah, I'm going to be 50.
Even comprehend the over just turning 50.
I know. And it's so funny because when I turned 40, I really felt like, I don't know, like 40 felt big. 40 was hard for me. I wasn't like upset, but I was just kind of like, oh, wow. 50 feels amazing. Like, I don't feel sad at all. I'm like, finally.
Bring it.
It's like, I finally feel like I know who I am. Do I have it all together? Absolutely not. Am I still so messy? Yes, I am still so messy. But I just, like, to me,
but just embracing who you are and being yourself is the most important thing.
If I was making hundreds of millions of dollars on the internet,
I'm speaking that right into existence.
I would absolutely be like, yeah, come on, guys. Like, yeah, write some more, troll some more.
Another comment, please. Another comment.
Yeah. Let me know. Because
and I try not to get involved in but it's just my heart went out to her so much because there were so many things that she was trying to say. She was just, it was like she was, and you could just see the anxiety building in her as she was having this conversation. And it was so hard to watch. And then I just kept thinking, honey, when you get in your 40s and you start going through premenopause and you start worrying about your body oil, I promise you're going to look back and be like, none of these people really mattered. And you know what? The great thing about all these people, they're paying my bills, which is wonderful.
She just moved. Let them talk. She just moved into a $5 million home, beautiful home.
In her 20s, she just married the love of her life. Like, girl, I'm like, girl,
I'd be like, take a picture. Oh, this isn't my good side. I don't care. I hate this side. Here, take 10 more. Put it on the internet.
All the way to the bank. All the way to the business. I'm just
and I'm not saying that money makes things hurt less. No. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm like, you are so successful and you have so much going for you. Don't let these idiots on the internet that probably live with their parents in the basement.
Please.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let people like
me that it's mostly women. Like, my thing is, I don't care if a guy makes a comment about me. You don't matter. But like another female tearing down another female is just like another kind of evil. It's just like another kind of, and we already have enough of that in this climate of people tearing each other down in this country, especially. We can't do that to each other.
Nope.
We can't,
especially in this day and age. Like, are you kidding me with all the things?
First of all, grow up.
Well, and it all stems from, and this is a big part of social media, and for people, whether you have 17 million followers or, like I said, whether you just have a few people that follow you, there is a large component of jealousy is what makes social media what it is. And because we as humans, our natural instinct is to always compare. It is so dangerous. Like, we talk about it all the time. Comparison is the thief of joy. You can feel good about yourself. And if you try to take something that is wonderful and then you try to compare, it's immediately going to diminish what you have. So don't even
don't you think there are some people that just cannot be happy for others? it is just like
Definitely.
this thing where people just
Yeah.
cannot be happy for, and that is one thing. I'm gonna toot my horn that I feel like I am really great at. I love championing other people. I think championing other people is so important in life. Helping someone, but even by just saying you look beautiful today, or just being a champion for other people and being
Mhm.
happy for someone when they
Yep.
accomplish something is
Yep.
important. And we should
Yep.
all be doing that with each other, no matter what.
And one of the number one ways to overcome that cycle of comparison
Mhm.
is to champion other people. If
Absolutely.
you keep yourself in the posture of, I, you know what? I'm gonna cheer you on because I want that too. Do you know
Yes.
what I mean? Like
Yes.
when you see somebody lose weight, like and you know it's really funny because I feel like you and I have earned a lot of
Stripes.
not not well, yes, stripes. So I'm saying if anybody had the right to not to be okay, just to be jealous of other people online who've lost weight or whatever, like I mean, we have definitely earned that. But you and I are both have never, neither one of us, I have never been jealous of somebody who's lost weight ever. Like even when I was overweight, I was never like, I always was like, you go. Like I'll never
Yeah.
forget. And I've said this story a million times. One of my favorite Hannah stories ever. And Hannah still does this
Hannah
at
stories.
times. Hannah, this is a Hannah story. Um, Anytime, and this was before Biggest Loser. And every once in a while after Biggest Loser, you've done it, but you used to do it religiously. I mean, and Hannah and I, in our like chubby era before Biggest Loser, which I loved,
And we were still cute.
we were still gorgeous and whatever. Um, we would be in the car, and I mean, Hannah and I, I lived in Nashville, Hannah lived in Nashville, so we were together all the time, and we
The
would
good
just
old
be in the
days.
car driving, who knows where we were going, and anytime we drove by anybody that was walking, running, especially if they were running, if they looked like they were working so hard, Hannah would roll down the
Every
window and
time.
she would slow down the car and she'd always be like, "You go, girl, you
Every time.
get it. You
Every
look
time.
amazing. Get after it. I mean, Hannah did every time, and every time. First of all, I it just always because I just would never think to do it. I would think it, but I'd be like, "Yeah, you go." But Hannah would be like, I mean, she would
Every time.
hang out the window and be like,
Yes.
You go." And I just always remember I would think inside and be like, gosh, like here we are, both. We would love to have the discipline to do something like that. And Hannah is still, instead of being like, that girl's crazy, like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like she could think any of those things. And yet she's hanging out the window, encouraging her. And that's just also Hannah's personality. I mean, y'all all
I
know how
love
Hannah is.
watching people like better themselves, and like I think it's incredible. Like I just think it's
It
so
is. It
brave,
is.
and that also came from a place as I wanted to be doing that, but also we have to be proud of strangers and proud of
Yeah.
other people in the world.
Yes.
Like who are we if we're not? What kind of people
Like
are
I
we?
love to, and one thing I have done, especially in the last handful of years, like if I see something on somebody or like glasses or something and I like it, I immediately
Every
I tell
time.
them. I make myself tell them. I'm like, I love you look beautiful today. Like I don't know, or what, your lipstick is gorgeous or whatever.
So important.
That now you obviously I do it primarily to women
Sure.
or fabulous men or whatever if I see, but it's primarily women if
Sure.
I'm being honest. But I always want to because I know for me, like when I was out today, I was at Ulta. I had to get some, speaking of beauty, and this
Speaking
girl
of
was
beauty,
behind the counter and she was just like, oh, she was like, I love your glasses. And I was like, oh, thanks. Like, and she had glasses on. And so I said, well, when you have to wear them every day, you really got to make
right?
sure you love them. And it just like made my whole day because I was just like, oh, this young girl likes my glasses. She was like, that old lady has cute glasses. But it made my whole
Milo says
day.
you look like you're in your 20s.
I mean, first of all, tell him I will pay him at Christmas for saying that
He's always like,
because
when I was going to be 50, she looks like she's in her 20s. He says it all the
I'm
time.
my nephew. I have the best nephew ever in the whole wide world for sure.
He is.
But I have two nephews actually, and they're both fabulous. But Milo is just precious. But yeah, like I think learning to be in that posture where we champion other people. I mean, think about how different, not even just the real world, but how different social media was if you just consumed it in that posture. People are always like, oh, social media is so this and it's so that, and it's so damaging. But I think so much of it is the posture in which you consume it.
That's it.
Do you
That's
know
it.
what I
And
mean?
what are you adding to? What are you adding to it?
Right,
Period.
right,
What
right.
what kind of consumerism are you adding to in a
Yep,
positive or negative way?
yep,
Like
yep,
we are what makes social media
yep,
all the people,
yep,
right?
100%. Yep. And I feel like, like, and to add to this, I know another really big kind of scandal was Remy Bader, who is another influencer,
Young influencer.
and she was a big, and this is an interesting kind of flip side of the coin, because Michaela comes from a very beauty side of things. But Remy came from more of like the body positivity. She was a plus size influencer for a long time. But she started running into lots of health issues like behind the scenes. She had to have back surgery. She
Her A1C was going up and down.
her
She was having
A1C had gotten high. Was having all kinds of hormonal issues. She has PCOS. There was just an ongoing list of a lot of things. And so she decided
she was
to
struggling
have
with like heavy depression and anxiety. Like,
heavy,
remember?
yes. So she ended up having bariatric surgery. And according to her, she had always planned on telling her audience, but she wasn't going to do it until she felt ready to do that. And her therapist really, she's been in therapy. She's always been very open about being in therapy. Her therapist told her that she thought that was a wise decision. And
She was
so
also really
based
sick the first 6 months. She was very
on very
sick
sick,
from the surgery.
trying to she
Yeah.
had some complications with her
Mhm.
surgery in the beginning. And all of this, well, first of all, the entire time she was losing weight, people were just like, what are you doing? Like, this is
Right.
da da da. It was like all of her content turned to, like, she would make a video about, the sky is blue or, purple today, and da 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 da. And people would just be like, when are you going to tell us that you're on
Right.
Ozempic or like,
Right.
whatever? And it was so nasty that I almost stopped following her during that time, because I just was like, this is so gross. Like this whole, and I just felt so bad for her, because she just was like, she would just delete comments and just like
Yeah.
not address it. And to me, I'm like, and then people were just like, I'm unfollowing you. I used to follow you. You were so relatable, and now you're not anymore, and this, that, and the other. And I was like, what does that say about you? So she's only relatable because she's overweight? Like,
Right.
her personality doesn't matter, her mind, her heart. Like, what kind? And I get it.
Again,
Like,
women saying this to other women. This is like it's like it's not even a trend. It's an actual thing. Like,
and the way people feel like these creators owe them something because they follow them, which is free, by the way. And it works both ways. If you don't like someone's content, you can scroll on or unfollow. You know what I mean? And then she eventually came out like about a year, I think it was on the year anniversary. And she was just like,
Chloe's podcast. Remember, she came on Khloe
yeah,
Kardashian's podcast.
And then that was like such a scandal. People were, then she didn't
Everyone was
say
so
it.
mad. Like,
She didn't say it because she said it on the Kardashians podcast, and they're so much about plastic surgery and this, that, and the other. And people thought that was like super insensitive. And like, I'm like, you can't win. You know what I mean? Like, for her, it was like, and now still people in her comments are like, it's just so sad to me because I used to follow you because I was a plus size girl and I was this, that, and the other. And
great,
my
then
thing
don't
is,
follow
like,
anymore.
why, but my thing is, and I get it, like, you want to follow people you identify with. I totally understand that. I do that. I mean, I follow a lot of women my age. I
Sure.
don't follow a lot of like 20-year-old content creators anymore because I'm not 20. I'm about to be 50.
You're 20 plus 30, girl.
I'm 20 plus 30.
That's
like,
right.
So and I follow a lot of people who have kids because that's like a big part of us. But like, I think what was so hard for me and what was so sad to watch was that I'm like, why does that make her a bad person? Because she decided to do something for herself that felt authentic and
What do you
organic.
mean? You know why?
Sure.
Because when
Well,
people take charge of their health and they start doing the things that other people want to do but haven't been able to do it makes people upset. And let's just call a spade a spade. When we got off the ranch, how many Jillian she told me this and I didn't believe her. She was like, you are going to lose friends.
oh yeah.
You are going to lose relationships because you are in a different body. You're still Hannah, and I was like, what are you talking? I was like, no.
I had a friend.
No.
I had a loose friend. I would say, I mean, they were a friend of mine, but like not like, like a core friend, but a friend in New York. And when I came back, saw like a handful of times, like we always did, and was in my friend group in New York. I bet it was maybe about 6 months after I had gotten off the show, we kind of got in a little tiff one night. It was really weird. She just like came at me, and I'll never forget. She was like, well, I'm sorry that we're all not good enough for you anymore because you're a celebrity. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I came back to my life and went back to my job. Like,
Right.
I mean, but it wasn't that. It was the fact that I was no longer the fat friend
Right.
who didn't
Absolutely.
participate
Yep.
in life, who was the one that held everybody's handbags while they rode the roller coasters.
Sure.
Or I was the person that it was always assumed I would have no plans because why would I have plans? Like, you know what I mean? And for a lot of people, that really rubs them wrong when all of a sudden you show up to life in a very different way. And that's not all from weight loss. As a matter of fact, I showed up the same way I always did, but my insides had changed so much. And yes, my outsides were different, but I was so much more grounded and settled in myself that I just didn't make everything about everybody else. I wanted to be an equal participant in the conversation. You know what I mean?
I mean, at least she said it to her face. People were just saying it behind my back the whole time. None of my friends could actually say to my face what they were discussing behind my back, which was really disgusting. As adult women, again.
Right.
And I had supported all of them in every way possible. It was very hurtful. Extreme. And then rumors and like, oh my gosh, she's doing, I mean, it's just part of, so we have felt that way on a smaller scale for sure. But there is a beauty of getting older and letting all that go. Yeah. I've even let go of relationships in the last 2 years that have been really, that were really hard. But at the same time, you can't let people constantly hurt you. Right. And you have to figure out, who you want to be, what kind of friends you want to be, but what kind of friendships you're willing to accept.
Yep.
Period.
And here's the thing, like, especially with social media, and I remind myself of this all the time, you don't owe anyone anything.
Not a thing.
You don't owe anyone. I don't care what your niche is, what your platform is, what you have talked about for 100 million years, what you have profited on. You don't owe anybody an explanation about anything. You really don't. I don't like I just kept going, why is everybody so tore up that she had the gastric sleeve, I think, or one of the bariatric surgeries. Don't quote me on that. Why is everybody so tore up about that? Like,
because
they're
she
like,
bettered herself, and she made huge changes, and she started showing up in a different way. She was happier. She felt better. She had more energy. She was dating, and people wanted her to stay overweight and miserable. I hate to say that, but here's the thing. Not every person that's overweight is miserable. Don't get that twisted.
No, definitely
don't get that twisted.
Yep.
But she was elevating herself, and some people just couldn't handle it. Bottom line. And what was so interesting is she went through this awful breakup. It was like terrible. She started going to the gym. She started like going to therapy. She really started taking all of these steps to really get herself to a better place up here. That was what it was about at first. And so I don't know, to like make her feel inadequate because she made that decision with her doctor. I mean,
that's the other thing. Like, let's talk about that for a minute. Who in the world are you to make some kind of judgment that someone makes with a medical doctor, someone who went to school?
But see, people are saying, and I get the conversation, but people are like, well, she's profiting off her social media and she's not being honest. I'm like,
but here's the thing.
I don't know. Yeah, we've gotten way off topic, but
no, this is not way off topic. This is the topic. This is the topic. It's like, my thing with, I'm gonna sneeze.
Chewy.
Excuse me. Woo. But here's the thing. To me, especially with medical stuff and especially with weight loss, you do not actually, by law, you don't have to tell anybody.
Absolutely not.
There are health privacy laws in place for things just like this. She profited off herself as being a celebrity and an entity. Now, was most of her content about being a plus size woman? Yeah, absolutely. But when she was
she
losing,
still does all the same content. She still tries on clothes. She talks about makeup. She talks about boys. She eats her lunch, her dinner. Like, nothing has changed but the size of her body.
That's correct.
That's the thing. Okay? Nothing has changed but the size of her body.
And my thing is, she did come out and say
her confidence, for sure. I mean,
sure. But she did. The other thing was, like, she did come out once she got to her goal. She came out and said, and was overly transparent about everything that happened. And then people were upset because they were like, see, she got like caught or something, and now she owes us this big explanation. And I'm just like, gosh, like, it the other thing that makes me that is just so hard as someone, and I feel like Hannah and I both, I feel like I have a right to feel things on both sides of that issue, because I do know what it's like to be a morbidly obese woman for many, many, many years. Yeah. And I do know how hard it is to lose weight in the public eye, and how there's nothing you're going to do that's ever going to be good enough for everybody. Like, everybody's going to have an opinion, and they're going to, all of the things. But it's also like, we also need to champion people for making these decisions based on what's going on in their lives. Okay, even if she had made that decision to have bariatric surgery solely based on vanity.
And so, like, she's a grown woman.
And not like that, but like, it's her life. Like, who cares? But it's like, it's just this mentality of, and like I said, Hannah and I know, because we've been on both sides of the spectrum. We have been morbidly obese, and we have been at a healthy weight, and you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
That's it.
And that's the problem to me.
I wasn't good enough when I was overweight for you, and now that I'm thin, I'm still not where you want me to be. So,
or you're out of touch because you don't like. Sure. I'm just like
I saw someone the other day, and she said, "Wow, she said literally to these exact words, wow, you're still thin."
What? I've had 2 children. I started a business.
I said, what do you, I said, oh, like, what do you, it was so off-putting. I was like, what do you mean? She was like, oh, well, I know, I mean,
like, or losers, and you can take
most
that
as losers, what people always say. And I'm like, well, I'm not having any more children, and I'm in my regular.
And guess what?
Assuming, she was like, well, what are you doing? Like what? I'm just kind of like, here we go.
And there are a bunch of Biggest Losers out there that have maintained a healthy lifestyle.
Sure. But even if I was overweight at this very time, why is that any of your business? Because you watched me on the show?
Why do you feel like
you need to comment on my body?
Appropriate to talk about someone else's body. Let's move on to that.
That's the
portion of this as well.
And I get it was a compliment wrapped in.
No, it wasn't.
It was she wasn't. No, for sure. But she was trying to make it seem like, like when I pushed back, and I was like,
sure.
She was trying to make it look like, oh no, I was saying that, and I was like, no, you weren't. I was like, no, you weren't. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. 100%.
100%. Now, like, are you like, what do you? I was like,
it's that same
in my career. She was like, no, like what? Like, how did you lose weight after like you just had a baby? Like, I was like, well, first of all, I had a baby 2 years ago. That's not just had a baby, almost 2 years ago. I was like, I wanted to be like, same crap I've been doing this entire time.
Right. Exactly. It's just, and that's the thing. It's like, I think, if someone wants to talk about their own body to me, or they want to talk about weight loss, you're never going to see me bring it up. And we talk about weight loss on the internet all the time.
And I'm totally happy if someone wants to be like, sure, what have you done? It was just in the manner that
that's correct.
It was like she was coming at me
because it was the energy she was coming with it. And that's the thing.
We get asked all the time about what is your daily this? Like, what do you, which is fine. I'm fine with that.
I never care about that, truthfully, especially because Hannah and I, that has become our life's work. I mean, that really has been. So it's not that. It's
Cool.
when people come to you and it's already laced in judgment
Right.
before you even like start, that I'm just like, yeah, see, I'm not having this conversation with you.
Yep.
Like that I'm not going there. You know
Right.
what I mean? I just,
And she kind of said, well, last time I saw you, I had a baby 5 weeks after. I saw you after I had a
right.
baby. Margot was 5 weeks old.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I did look different when she was just
Of
born.
course. I mean, and that's a whole nother, we
I wanted to be like
talk about.
Papanopoulos. I was just kind of like, this is at Costco. All this stuff always goes down like when I'm out in the wild. I'm just kind of
like so weird, so bizarre.
and I get
But,
it. People associate you and me with weight loss and with like what
that's
we
fine.
did, which is totally fine. I love talking about all this kind of stuff. But it was just, I just kept thinking I would never say it. Now, if someone had lost weight and I was giving someone a compliment, I was thinking, you look really great. Like, wow. But it was just, like we said, it was the way she was saying.
Yeah.
And then she was tripping over herself and I was just kind of like, this conversation is like
going downhill. It's going downhill pretty fast.
I was like, honey, I don't have time for this. I got to pick up my pizza and get out of here. Okay. Like, I don't have time for this. I was just kind of like, I was like, this is not, and honestly, it was not someone that I was super fond of when I worked at HCA. So I was just kind of like, what do you, and I literally said, what are you trying to say? Is there something you want to say? I literally said that, which normally, Olivia will tell you, I'm normally very kind but I finally was like, what are you trying to say? Are you just say what you want to say? Say what you need to say. I was just like, spit it out, Linda. Like, what are we trying? You know what I mean? It was just one of those weird, I was just kind of like, whoa.
And I think the other thing is like, we've gotten into this thing that, and it's so weird because it is very backhanded that this came out a lot in the documentary, was like, if you lose weight and you talk about it online and you champion yourself for losing weight online, or not losing weight online, losing weight in life and sharing it online or not sharing it online, whatever, it means that the underlying narrative is you hated who you were when you were overweight.
Right.
And so often people just change their mind, or they have a doctor that's like, yeah, you've got, your A1C is high. You're going to get into heart trouble. You have high cholesterol. There are a lot of things that come with being obese for a long time. Not for everybody, but for most people. Like there are things that come. And so at some point in time, a lot of times people have to make a decision, shift, or maybe they're in their 20s and then none of that stuff is knocking on their door yet.
Right.
But they are like, you know what? I don't want my physical shape to be this.
Right.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with feeling that. Do you know what I'm saying? But It's like, there is this attack on people who lose weight because all of a sudden they're making some kind of statement on the plus size community at large, like they're not good enough, or they were like, well, I didn't want to be that. Like, I feel I'm so much better now. And when in reality, it has nothing to do with that.
No. And the hard part is, if you've never really lost weight before, you won't understand that. Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that people need to understand. It is not up to you to understand where someone is emotionally because they've lost weight. It's up to you to either
what reasons they chose, why they chose to do it. And, for me, I had a lot of unhappy things in my life that I coped with food, sure. But when I got to Biggest Loser, I was really broken on the inside, not because I was overweight, because of these other issues that I used food to cope with, which led to me being overweight.
Right.
So I really, and this has come from also being off the show for 15 years and continuing to go, success and, I would say not success, but having kids and gaining weight through childbearing years and all of that. We've been all over the place. It's not a straight line. It's definitely a hard weight loss, for sure. It goes up and down, but it's like, I know now that the reason I was so unhappy back then was not because of my weight.
Right.
It wasn't, but in the moment, that's all I could focus on, because in the moment,
the weight was a symptom of other things. Like,
and in the moment, especially during those Biggest Loser years, it was like, if I could just fix this,
Right.
if I could just
Get this puzzle
get
piece
in a
in.
smaller body,
Right.
it'll fix it
Right.
all. When in reality, what allowed me to find that smaller physicality was to work through all of the internal traumas and turmoils and challenges that I was feeling so deep inside.
Right.
And
And that was the
that's
beauty of Biggest Loser, is we really got to dig in. Now, let's be real, not everybody did that. Not everybody.
and that was just the beginning of the digging.
That was like the
you
tip
know
of
what
the
I mean?
iceberg. Like, not everybody had the opportunity to, or maybe they didn't want to do the mental stuff, but that was something that for us, we kind of knew in the beginning. We got a lot of things that we really need to work on,
Yeah.
and heal, right? And get past. And that's why I think, for me, and I'll speak for myself, but the documentary was so hard because it didn't show any of that. It didn't show the beautiful parts of what Biggest Loser did for so many of us, which allowed us a space to work through so much of the trauma that holds us back from losing weight in the first place.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, if Remy Bader had decided never to lose weight, and that would have been fine too.
Sure, of course.
But she changed her mind.
Right.
And that's the other thing, is the changing of the mind is not a slap in the face to the other or a champion of the other. It's just making the decisions that are best for you.
That's right.
Period.
That's
End of
exactly
discussion. If you, and I truly feel this way, if your intentions are true, whatever they may be, that's when you'll be successful.
For sure. For sure.
But
I also want to encourage you, do not worry about what anyone thinks when it comes to this. Like, you have to get to a place where you're just like, I'm doing that, and you need to do it for yourself. Like, that's the other thing that's so hard. But you, like, I just remember, and people do treat you differently after you've lost weight. That's part of this conversation. Like, I can remember, even like with dating was so weird and different. Like, people were coming out of the woodworks and I was like, are you kidding me? This is insane. Like, I
bet that was wild. I think about that a lot because for me, I mean, and I just came home to my husband who looked like $10 million and had lost all his weight, and he looked amazing. He did. And I mean, and still, I mean, just an update on Ben. He still looks amazing and works so hard. This last year, he has lost weight and I mean, he's always maintained. He's always looked good throughout the years. But anyways, he's so great. And then, but Hannah, you got to just like jump out there in the dating pool and everything.
That's a whole nother podcast. But
I bet that
what was surreal was the people that I had looked at before that I really wanted to date or really wanted to, even from college, like, they were all coming out of the woodworks, and I was sitting here going, this is, and I felt like with a lot of them,
I hope you were just like,
I was like, you didn't like me back then. You think I'm gonna like, I literally was. I was just kind of like,
I would be like, I don't think so. That was kind of like me. It's funny. I told somebody the other day with me in the opera situation. They're like, why don't you do it? And I was like, you want to know why? Because those people were clawing my door down when I got back from Biggest Loser, because they all wanted to like bill me as like the winner of Biggest Loser is coming to our opera. And I was like, no, because back when and listen, some of that was my own ego. I also
understandable.
I was also so happy to move on and be in the fitness and weight loss industry, because I realized like that was my true passion, is like doing this kind of thing with Hannah and what we're doing. I mean, like, it's a dream to be able to do that. But that was part of it. It was kind of like the same way that I was just like, no, you know what I mean? Like, you thought I was talented, but I didn't fit into the costume the way you wanted. And I know that's just part of this world. And I understand that. But to me, I was like, I'm worth more than that. I'm sorry. I just am.
I battled with a couple, like there were a couple people that I was just kind of like, and they were like, well, I just didn't know how to express my feelings. And I was just like, this is no.
I worked too hard. I worked too hard to come back, and just be like, oh, okay, am I finally good enough?
That was the thing. No. I was like, am I finally good? No.
The
truth is, I've changed and you haven't.
And the truth is, I was always good enough.
I mean, for sure. I mean,
you were just too dumb to not notice.
Right. And that also, that was kind of hard too, because I just kept thinking, now I'm finally good enough because I'm in a smaller body.
crazy. I know, it's insane.
Like, no.
It's crazy. It is
No.
crazy.
Like, I just.
Or like I know we've said this before so many times. Like I just remember, and this is in New York because you're walking everywhere all the time,
Right.
and you're walking in and out of like stores and coffee shops and stuff all day long. I just remembered before I went to Biggest Loser, not a single man ever opened a door for me.
No.
Most of the time, the doors would just slam in my face.
Right.
Just, ugh, you know, I mean, that never. And when I got back off Biggest Loser, I never opened a door.
Nope.
I'm telling you, men would open the door and hold the door for me all the time. And I just always, and I tell Harper and Felix all the time, I'm like, you see an elderly person or anybody, you see anybody. I don't care if you're a man, woman, you open the door for
Absolutely.
somebody. Like that is just kind, you know, but it was so true that it was like, I was just like a non-person.
I know.
And that to me
really hard
is that it was so hard and it was so sad. Like I would love to do a whole podcast one day about fat phobia in America because it's such a thing. And you want to talk about two women that are going to be on fire. I mean, you want to talk about Hannah and I will light the world
on fire. Unleash the beast on that topic.
Talking about fat phobia because it, anyways, is such a thing. And that is tied up in all of this as well. But we just, you know, social media is so, it's just so hard in a lot of ways. And I think we need to come with a posture of non-comparing ourselves to others and show up in a way where you can champion. I love my favorite. That's one of the things why I love TikTok so much is because so many random people with like no followers just sometimes will pop up.
Right.
And I comment on
Me too. I comment on everything.
More people's stuff on TikTok than I ever do on anybody. And I love that so much because it's like, I just love being the only commenter on somebody. Cause I know for me, like, I would love that. You know what I mean? Like, by the way, you can follow Hannah and I both on TikTok. We both are on TikTok. We are
on
Instagram.
Although, I don't understand. It's going away, but it's not going away. But our algorithm's going to change. But are we going to lose all our? I don't understand. Like, are we just going to go back to zero? Like, I don't understand what's happening.
I don't really know what's going to happen if I'm being honest. But I love the TikTok, and I'll probably never leave it if I'm being honest. I love TikTok.
No. I mean, TikTok's awesome. Man. And then I also think about if social media was as big as it is now when we were getting off the show, I don't know. I mean, it would have been, it would have been really hard.
Totally different. It would be.
Yeah. And it would have been hard.
In a lot of ways, we were really kind of preserved from that. And I am very thankful for that.
For sure.
And I love the communities that we have been able to build.
Yeah.
There are so many people, so many of you that watch and so many that follow us on social media that like have supported us all these years. I always and I know Hannah does too. People DM me a lot on different platforms and they're always just like, oh my gosh, I've been following you for years and this is so exciting, whatever, you know, and I always love that because I just think to myself, I mean, it's been a long time since we've been Biggest Loser, almost 15 years. It'll be 15 years in May.
And you know what I really miss? I think I was talking about this with Jay the other day, Jay Jacobs. Who you all know.
The Green Team, if you followed our team, or if you followed our season of Biggest Loser, they were.
So we used to go back for all the finales, which were it's where you spend time with previous contestants, you sit in the audience, you get to watch the show. Watching the show from the audience, like live, the finale is super fun. It's so much fun. And you get to meet all these people and talk to the fans, of course, but you get to spend time with the previous contestants. That was always the most fun. Meeting people you haven't met before, talking to people, seeing friends, you know, it was always just such a fun, getting dressed up. Like, I just miss that part. Was super fun.
It was like the Biggest Loser prom. I always said
it was like the Biggest Loser prom. Livy and I would spend like hours trying to figure out what are we wearing? Like, what are we, are we doing spray tans? I had a few bad spray tans. Are we like what's our makeup? What's the hair situation? Like what shoes? It was like this whole thing. You know, we were being like, Courtney, what day are you getting there? Like, what day are you getting to LA? Like, what day are you?
What hotels are you staying at?
Where's everybody staying?
What are we doing when we're there? So fun.
It was
Speaking of finales, so fun. I put on my finale dress a couple days ago. I meant to tell you this. I put on my finale dress. I zipped it all the way up.
The biggest mistake I made was not getting a stretchy one, for sure.
I zipped it up all the way. Oh, but mine, it does not stretch at all. Those dresses are like, oh no, they are like
mine's made of ribbon. I'm like,
well, I got it all the way up to the tatas, and I mean, there was just no way. And I was like, I can thank my 2 children for that, because my boobs are in my shoes. But it was kind of cool. I just randomly found it in a box, and I was like,
I don't even know where mine is.
like, and
I think mine's in Margot's closet, maybe next to mine. Yeah.
But I was really happy. Like, everything else fit in it. Hey. Everything else fit in it and zipped right up. I was like, all right. But
man,
the boys.
Yeah, there's no way that mine would zip up top. Well, I was taped. I was taped pretty heavily.
Yeah.
Because fun fact, I didn't get to wear my finale dress that I wanted to wear. I wore one of Jillian's dresses. She would have never worn that dress, first of all.
No, she wouldn't have.
She would have never even tried it on.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been such a weird dress on her.
I was like, and when they first showed it to me, I was like, that's, first of all, I was like, that, no. JD was like, I was like,
yep.
Yeah. It was fun. Shoes. Oh man. Yeah. Fun. But going to other finales was so much fun. It was just so fun to be with everybody.
It really was. Yeah. But this was such a fun topic, and we wanted to talk about this more.
This is going to be part of the series, because we're going to have other people that are on social media that have lost weight or are losing weight. We would love to have some.
We want to interview some people about this topic. So this is definitely going to be a series.
Absolutely.
And let us know if there's anybody that you follow that you love, that you would like for us to potentially reach out to. I mean, we're a new podcast. So, or if you know somebody who's like famous online, who's lost weight or who is a part of the body positivity community or weight loss community or any part of the communities, let us know. And we would love to have people on. And
also, what questions you have, always put them in the comments. Always.
But thank y'all so much for watching and listening. And we're really excited about what's to come. And so, another one down. We finally did the third one. I know it took us a second. It took us a hot minute. It took us a minute. We're hoping eventually, like, wouldn't this be great if this was our full-time job? And that would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
We are definitely, we won't be putting, there won't be that much of a lag before the episode after this one. We're hoping, like, we may try to get on an every other week schedule. That's the goal. The eventual goal would be 1 a week. That would be amazing. We could do that. But we would like to get some.
I think we could do 1 a week. I feel like
we can. We just need to get, you have to work around people's schedules and stuff with guests and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So thank y'all so much for watching and listening. And we are just like so excited about the community we're building here. And we will see you on the next one.
Time.
Bye.
Bye.